What's up, everybody? Dr. Vong here. How are we doing? How the heck are you? All right, tonight I'm going to talk about vaccines. I've got several common questions that I want to answer for you guys tonight with your vaccine concerns. This is going to be a quick, brief one, mostly because my laptop battery's about to die. That's horrible. If you're watching us on replay, you can watch fast forward to the 5-minute mark. That's when we'll get started. In the meantime, let me wait for some people to get in here and I will say some hellos. Where are you watching from? And question is, while we're waiting, are you going to get the vaccine? Have you had it? Did you have any problems? Will you get it when your turn is called? What are your thoughts on it? Listen, we're not here to hate on you. You're welcome to have your free opinions. Don't be a dick. If you're new to me, don't be a dick, right? So let's have this good conversation. I want to give you some quick little nuggets about the vaccines. J&J, we're going to talk about, can you mix the vaccines? Can kids get it? We're going to talk about what if grandmother has had it? We're going to, can she come visit the kids? That sort of stuff. So this is going to be a very quick and helpful broadcast. And as always, I will edit it down and put it on my YouTube channel, right? So while we're waiting for the 5-minute mark, we're about a minute and a half. I'll say hi to some people. Some people I recognize here. What's up? Jackie Waters is a longtime watcher from Texas. Look at that. Thank you, Charlene Jensen from Denmark. See, I told you all I was internationally famous. What's more international than Columbus, Ohio? What's up, Stephanie Ann? I am well, Victoria. I hope you are well. New Zealand's in the house. Yep, I'll talk about Oxford vaccines. Look at this. Los Angeles, no appointments for vaccinations. El Paso is starting to come back up. Jennifer, be careful. Are you going to get vaccinated? Karen says no to the vaccine. That's fine. That's your prerogative. We're loving on you still. Talia, what's up? Jillian, Google account. What's up, Ireland? Jillian. Right. All right, Danny. Hello from Minnesota. Getting Moderna on Monday. Woo woo. That's awesome. Helena Voss, Florida, got Moderna first shot today. Hey, Nanalisa, undecided. Hey, we're just going to talk some science here. So just a lot of love on people. Question is, we have about 2.5 minutes. Are you going to get the vaccine? Have you had it? What are your fears? What are your concerns? I want to just talk about it. I want to get some spitfire questions out there. Boom, 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 boom. Knock it out of the park for you guys. And then I'm going to go watch UFC. We're going to make some little snacky treats. Oh, have you guys ever been to the Chinese restaurants or grocery stores where their barbecue pork is like hanging on the window display along with maybe a duck and some crispy pork and stuff like that, some crackling? So that really red barbecue pork, I'm making that tonight for the fight, served over a little bit of sweet jasmine rice. It's going to be awesome. Sydney's in the house. What's up, Laurie? I love Asheville, North Carolina. I actually might move there. Burbank, California. Laura, what's up? How is everybody? Oh, I saw something new. Bangkok, where'd you go? There we go. Yeah, what's up, Siri Kit? Bangkok watching again. Awesome. Nice having you. Jessica, teachers can't get the vaccine in Vegas. Damn. All right. Can pregnant women get vaccinated? We'll talk about that. Lisa Kamak in San Francisco got some rapid tests from me. Yeah, sure did. She did. What's up, everybody? Toronto's in the house. What's up, Marta? Pennsylvania. Sarah, is that a yes to the vaccine? Are you going to get the vaccine when your name's called? We got one more minute. What says you, Crystal Felker? Have you had it? North Bay on Canada. Did you feel bad? Did it hurt? Any side effects? Oh, we had the bad side. These comments are coming fast. All right. Got five. Andrew, what's up, Andrew? Pfizer on Thursday. Very sore one after, made me very tired. Because you're having a response. Yo, that's good. Wyoming, one person actually lives here. Glenpool, Oklahoma. Hold on. I got a science question. Laurie Baker, antibodies fade, but memory T cells hopefully remain, right? Now they both remain. Antibodies are temporary, but the cells that make them, the memory B cells, are there just like the memory T cells. So yeah, you want a good response. The Oxford vaccine. Craig, where are you? Because that's not available in the United States. We're going to talk about that. We got 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Teresa watching on YouTube. I'm high risk. Florida won't give high risk yet. Big shortage of vaccines. It's a shit show. Woo! Wow, Corinne had a major response to Moderna. That's crazy. Oh, Johnson, you're waiting on the J&J. We're going to talk about that. Digga, love you back, girl. What's up? All right. I was a moment to train with you today. Deborah Williams. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that was some great training today. Will they make the kids get the vaccines early? They're still looking at that. Craig is from England. There you go. That's good to know. Man, these comments are going fast. I got to go. Stem cell in Mexico. Am I highly protected? It's a novel vaccine, man. It's a novel coronavirus. That's too long. Can't read that shit. All right. Who knows? Down the road. You want me to predict the future, Mike? What the hell? Come on now. See, we need more comments like this. We love you, Dr. V. Not really. Yeah, we're gonna do some edumacation. All right, let's go. Let me pay the bills really quickly. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Doug Bowen, world famous bariatric surgeon, author of 13 books. I've been retired. I am 48 years old. I've been retired since 45, but I still have a very strong social media following. So I talk about coronavirus because, yeah, as you know, the number one risk factor for bad outcomes from coronavirus is obesity. So that's my population, and age is also super important. Real quick, pay the bills. I do make these rapid test kits. These are antibody rapid test kits. I test myself every 7 to 10 days. I'm due for a test tomorrow. You prick your finger just like a blood sugar test, and you read it like a pregnancy test. It gives you results in 10 minutes. It's 95% accurate. These are sold 5 for $500. 5 for $500. That's $100 each. But I will wholesale them to you much cheaper than you can get them anywhere else. And I'm the only one who puts these kits together, by the way. I put these kits together. I put these little instruction kits, the instruction information. It shows you how to read it. I will wholesale them to you for $20 for $1,000. That's $50 each. Minimum order 20 for $1,000. So message me. Go on facebook.com/Dr. Vong and message me 24,000, and I will ship these to you plus shipping and free overnight shipping if you order 40 or more. That's a $2,000 investment. But you're going to need it. We're going to need it. And also, these tests will also be able to tell you whether or not you had a result from the vaccine. So whether or not your vaccination has taken effect. Not everybody responds. Not everybody develops antibodies. There are some non-responders. Yes, yes. So super helpful to know. All right. So let's get started, man. Hi, everybody. Dr. Doug Bowen, world famous bariatric surgeon, author of 13 books, a couple more on the way. I'm going to talk real quick about some vaccine information. All right. So some common vaccine questions. And as always, I will edit this down and put this on my YouTube channel so you can get to the point a lot faster. And what I want to do tonight is just give you some quick bullet points about vaccinations. All right. Overall, we know currently in the United States, we have the Moderna vaccine and the Pfizer vaccine. The Pfizer is a super cold one. Moderna is also cold refrigeration, but not the super cold one. These are messenger RNA vaccines. I've done a very good video on messenger RNA vaccines. You can check that out on my YouTube channel. And in Europe and England, they have the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. We can talk about that yet. We don't have that available here in the United States. The J&J vaccine. I don't want to talk down about Russian vaccine, the Sputnik. I don't want to talk bad about the China vaccine. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you right now, the Chinese vaccine is a little more than 50% effective. They didn't actually run phase 3 trials. They tested it on their people. The same thing with the Russian vaccine. I can't imagine the United States buying either one of those. Maybe they will, but I don't think they will. But I know some other countries like Mexico and Brazil have bought the Chinese vaccine that is to date only about 50% accurate, not accurate, 50% effective. All right. So what do we need to talk about? All right. So first thing, Okay, first update. I want to talk about some updates, and then I'll do some Q&A. The J&J and Oxford. That's the AstraZeneca. I'll put that AstraZeneca vaccines. All right. I usually write in caps so y'all can see it, but I'll put this up here. So expect the J&J vaccine and the Oxford vaccine to start submitting their data here in the next couple of weeks. So probably, if not next week, then the first week of February, they'll submit their data to the CDC, the FDA, and seek FDA emergency use approval. So you're probably looking at, and then another couple of weeks for that to approve and then to roll out. So you're really looking at, and if you're in the United States, the Johnson & Johnson and Oxford vaccines will probably be available towards the end of February, beginning of March. But trust me, man, we need the doses, okay? So that will take me to number 2, in case you missed it. And I don't mean to get political. There's a mix-up. Right, we have a new administration in office now. We'll see what they do. If they fuck up, I will call them out, just like I called the last administration out. But this is from the last administration. They led us to believe that there was a 20 million dose stockpile held in the back that they were going to release. Well, it turns out there is no stockpile of vaccines. It's all been released, right? And today is what's today? January 23rd. There's been roughly 15 million vaccinations here in the United States, right? And we are one of the worst countries in freaking America. We're one of the worst countries per capita of getting these vaccinations into people's arms, these vaccines into people's arms. So the new administration has made a pledge of 100 million vaccines in the first 100 days. And when they made that proclamation, there weren't even vaccinations out yet. And last week, CDC says we are doing roughly 1 million vaccines a week. I mean, sorry, 1 million vaccinations a day now. So there's a good chance we could get to 100 million vaccinations. Now, remember this. You have to remember there are the 2-dose vaccines. All right. So there's some data on this, but just to not confuse you, I want you to understand, if you've had the Moderna and you've had the first shot of the Moderna, you've had the first shot of the Pfizer, you're not protected yet. I know they try to talk about, well, there might be some initial, there might be 50, 60, 70% effectiveness. Listen to me. Act like if you've only had one shot, you are not protected. Please explain this to your friends and family, because they get one shot and they think like, I'm Superman, I'm Wonder Woman 1984 all over again, bitches. No, you're not. And we're going to talk about that tonight, okay? Just trust me on this. Just act like you're not protected, right? Yes, please comment if you know people who already are acting like they're protected. Remind them, please share this video. Tell them they're not affected. But they say there's like, you have immunity. Well, you have an antibody response, but you don't know whether or not. We assume, because there are trials, that you've got these neutralizing antibodies. But remember, when you're the immune system, whether you catch it or you're vaccinated, there's a foreign thing inside your body. Your immune system has this initial response of IgM and IgG. That's what these test kits test for. They have this initial response, but those antibodies aren't forever. They are meant to go up and down. They're meant to be produced and then degraded, to go away, degrade, to be eaten up. Because the last thing you want, if you imagine this, the last thing you want is to have antibodies all the time, wandering around, what the fuck am I doing? So you got to remember, antibodies are looking for bad guys. They are looking for shit to tear up. They're troublemakers, man. They're good for you. I don't mean that in a bad way, but they have a purpose. And you don't want them like a bunch of hooligans in the streets at 2 a.m. They're going to get into some trouble. Amen, amen. Right? In fact, that's a lot when we talk about autoimmune diseases. You have my immune system is attacking me, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, things like that, right? Like you've got these auto-inflammatory diseases, scleroderma, things like that, right? So you don't want to have a hyperactive immune system either. So these antibodies are meant to rise and they go down. The last thing you want is grandma or mom or, God forbid, an essential worker get one dose, think that you're protected, and start acting badly, and then catch it. So that's probably one of the first questions that we can answer is people go, Dr. Vong, this person got a vaccination and then they caught COVID a week later. It doesn't fucking work. No, it's science. Hello. You're still vulnerable after the first dose, okay? Is this helpful? Please share this information. So you want to make sure you have your second dose, 2-dose vaccines, which will lead me to number 4. Now, I don't care what these other experts, because I'm one of these quote unquote experts, okay? Here's what I want you to remember, okay? Since you're watching me and you're smarter than the average person online. You have to remember it's 2 doses plus 4 weeks. You want to give yourself at least 4 weeks after the second dose. Okay, give yourself at least 4 weeks after the second dose to make sure your body has an immune response, that you're really protected. Now, listen, they're not talking about this, but like we really need to have, because it's just too big of a deal to see whether or not the vaccine has taken effect in our body. Now, we give the annual flu shots, hundreds of millions, like 90 million flu shots, vaccinations a year, but they never go back and check your antibody titers to see if you've had a response, because it'd be too overwhelming. So I don't expect them to do that with these vaccinations either, with the coronavirus vaccinations, but ideally we would really want a serology after the second dose, around 3 to 4 weeks, to see if you've had this immune response. You can do that with these antibody test kits, though. You can. They'll pick it up. They'll pick it up, and then you'll know for sure you're protected. But remember, antibodies are meant to come and go, but what stays? Who knows? Okay, who knows? What stays? Memory B. So the ultimate purpose of getting a vaccination is this. It's not to have antibodies. This is a big aha for some people. Put an aha if this makes sense to you. The ultimate result of getting a vaccination is not to have antibodies. The ultimate result that you want is for your immune system to learn coronavirus and develop what are called memory B and memory T cells. You want your antibodies to go up and then go away, but down here, there are these little memory Bs and memory T cells floating around. So then what happens is when you're exposed to the coronavirus, it affects a cell or a presenting cell or your lymph nodes or your spleen, right? These are part of our immune systems. When you're little, who remembers this? And you're little and you're like, my glands are swollen. My glands are swollen. They're not actually glands. They're lymph nodes. Your lymph nodes are actually swollen because you get this bacterial infection, these sinuses. You have a response of this area for whatever it is. It could be the mumps, whatever it is that makes these swell up. You can get them you have lymph node chains in your groin, your armpits. That's for those of you breast cancer conquerors, motherfucker, not survivors, not breast cancer survivors, cancer conquerors, motherfucker. Like, if you've had, they did sentinel lymph node injections for your breast cancer, or they had to dissect out your armpits, that's actually what they're taking out, is your lymph nodes, because cancers travel through your lymph node. And even if it's a stomach cancer or colon cancer, they're always checking your lymph nodes, because that's where rogue cells will go. So if you imagine a virus, a cell that's been infected with a virus, or the virus is kind of trapped, the lymph node system is kind of the sewage system, of our bodies. And so this virus will get presented on these presenting cells, and these memory beasts, these motherfuckers down here, these memory B and T cells, like, oh, I know you bad motherfucker, I get you, right? That's what you want. And then when that memory B cell, like snaps onto that spike protein, then it causes a cascade of like immunoglobulins come, and interleukins, and that's you hear these IL-6s and blah 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 blah. It's this huge immune response, right? And that's actually what happens with a lot of immune diseases, where my immune system's attacking myself. It's overactive for whatever reason. And actually, in the early days, one of the things that became apparent, if you go back to my first video, one of my early videos about how coronavirus kills you, I talked a lot about like the cytokine storm. It's actually this immune response. And so people were getting really freaked out, because they were hearing things like, oh, it's your body attacking itself. It's this, so because we kind of sci-fied it. It's basically this coronavirus causes such a large response that your body goes into this overwhelming sepsis. And that's what we don't want. So that's what the goal of vaccination is, to memory B and T cells. So is that helpful? Yes, 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 yes. Helpful? Yes, 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 yes. All right. Thank you. You're welcome, Ariane, best doctor ever. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm not going to type. I want to do some just rapid fire scenarios. Okay. So who's ready? Who's ready for some rapid fire scenarios? I'm going to be done here in about 5 minutes. So let me get some yes, yes, hell yes, Veronica, hell yes, Marcy, Laura, yes, yes, thank you, Laura. I got to get your name up there. Charnitra, awesome. Aurora, Dolly, yes, helpful, yes, yes, very helpful. Thank you, Esther and Jimmy. Okay, so I'm gonna do some rapid fire scenarios. So I already kind of did one. You get the first dose, you're not protected. You get the second dose, it's second dose plus 4. Okay. +4. So J&J is and the AstraZeneca, the Oxford one, is also 2 doses. So 2 doses +4. J&J is a single dose. J&J is a single dose. So that's single dose +4. J&J +4 weeks. You got to give yourself 4 weeks. And then you really want to check some sort of titers somehow. All right. Now, let me answer a couple other common questions, right? Dr. Vong, is it true that getting a vaccination doesn't keep you from catching the coronavirus? That's absolutely true. Yes, no vaccines actually keep you from catching it. What they do is they mitigate your disease. That means if you catch it, either you don't, remember, vaccine, we talked about this before, right? There's a family of viruses called coronavirus. Within that coronavirus, there are different strains, and each strain has to cause a disease. So this is SARS-CoV-2 causes COVID-19, and the first SARS or MERS virus, causes the Mediterranean respiratory syndrome, right? So you have these different strains. This particular strain is SARS-CoV-2, and the disease is COVID-19. So the pathway, the vaccination, it's only the SARS-CoV-2, and it blocks, the vaccination blocks SARS-CoV-2 from causing COVID-19. Does that make sense? It doesn't stop you from catching the virus. Like fucking viruses everywhere. Is this helpful? Any ahas? Can you understand this? Like if you explain it to your Uncle Billy about how this works, like duh. So some people are like, I'm not going to take the vaccination because it doesn't keep you from stopping catching the vaccine, catching the virus. You have to go, duh, it's not supposed to. The virus is fucking out here. There's not like what decreases your chance from catching the virus. A mask. A mask, social distancing, hand washing. That's what actually keeps you from catching the virus. But once you catch the virus, the vaccine keeps it from going on to disease. Is this helpful? Any ahas? It's like, oh my God, Dr. Vong needs to be on the daily talk shows. Does that make sense? Yes. So that a lot of people try to spin this into some sort of weird conspiracy. Like, why are they trying to tell me to take this vaccine if it doesn't even keep you from catching coronavirus? Like, well, fuck, it's not supposed to. Oh my God. See, got it. Yes. Aha. Makes sense now, right? Like, yes, this is good shit, right? Dr. V gives it to you good. Yeah. Very helpful. Okay, good. So the whole purpose of the vaccination is if you catch the virus, which we know you can do, then it's going to keep it from either turning into a disease because your body responds to it quickly enough, or if it turns into COVID-19, it's less severe disease. So instead of being hospitalized on a ventilator, you're not getting hospitalized. In fact, that's the number. When you hear people say, when the television says it's 95% effective, well, that means there was 5% of people who actually caught COVID-19. But both studies, I'm thinking off the top of my head, Moderna one, like none of them had to be admitted to the hospital, which is what you want. You want to get over it, and none of them died, versus the placebo who died, who got it, got hospitalized and died. We don't want the die part. You keep your die. We no die. Okay, we want to okay, fine, I caught it. I'm one of the 5% who caught it, but I got over it. That makes sense. Yes? Does this make sense? Okay. So let me do some other common questions. Let me move on to a couple of common questions because I want this shit to affect your life. Dr. Vaughn, why don't you do more COVID talks or more regularly? What time do you go on regularly? Like, I don't want to add noise. I want to come on when I have something that can help change your life or that's helpful, right? So here's what I want to do to help you. So answer some regular questions. So let me give you a scenario. Right now we are vaccinating. Most states are a little bit different, but let's say 75 year people older, right? Sorry, I had to block somebody. All right. So let's say grandmother gets first dose. Y'all know this answer, right? Grandmother gets first dose of, we'll say Pfizer, we'll say Moderna. It doesn't really matter. Grandma gets her first dose. Question: can she go see her grandbaby now? Can she finally go see grandbaby and hug grandbaby? Who knows the answer to this? Who are the smart ones? First dose. Grandma wants to see grandbaby. Yes or no? Answer: no. No. Very good. No. Not protected yet. Grandma, not protected. You gotta stay home. No. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Grandma gets the second dose of Moderna. Baby, I got my second dose. I'm coming over. What's the answer? No. What's the answer? Who knows it? No. After the second dose, no. 4 weeks. Second dose plus 4 weeks. All right. So grandma's paying attention. You shared the video. She understands it. She gets her second dose. She waits 4 weeks. Baby, mija, can I come see my grandbabies? Can I come see my grandbabies? Answer: depends. Depends. Because remember, she could still carry it. She could still have it. The vaccination is to keep her from getting sick, but she could still have it. And if she comes visits your family, she might give it to you. Now, a safe way would to do it, let's say she has vaccination. She gets a rapid test in her nose, an antigen test. Those are running about $250 in a clinic, but she gets it. It's negative. Pretty good chance she doesn't have it. Go see grandbabies. But the problem, remember, grandbabies, and I know some don't get mad at me. I know there are reports of little 4-year-olds and little young kids getting sick and 10 years old and 12-year-olds dying, but it's very rare. It's not likely. So if the goal is to them see grandbabies, then you're probably okay. And if it's my family, for example, I'm 48, my BMI is 22, I don't have any other medical issues other than seasonal allergies, which I've been doubling up on my allergy medicine. So if grandma got vaccinated, two doses plus 4 weeks, and then wanted to come see her grandbaby, and I'm healthy and my girlfriend's healthy and baby's healthy, wash hands. Yeah, sure. Come. I'm okay with that. It would be nice if we all got vaccinated, right? But we're not there yet. Does that make sense? Is that helpful? You have to decide. Now, is grandma coming and someone in the house is high risk? Is someone on oxygen? Is someone not healthy? I would wait till that other person gets the vaccine. Does that make sense? Anyone who's high risk, I would wait for them to get the vaccine before coming to get it. Which takes me to the next question. Dr. Vong, what if everybody in that household has been vaccinated, but I have not been vaccinated? Can I go visit them if they've all been vaccinated, but I have not been? You have to remember, well, the science is still out on that. Not that I don't think they'll ever look at that. Logically, that makes sense. But you have to remember, we are in the middle of a pandemic. In the United States, we are still at 200,000 cases a day, every fucking day. We are still averaging about 4,000 deaths a day. This is not a good time to be traveling. Even if they are vaccinated, you don't really want to expose yourself. You want to minimize the risk. Maybe if the numbers, it would be a different story if we had 10,000 cases a day. And maybe your particular little county that you're living in only has two or three cases a day. But if you're living in LA right now, why are you going out for pizza? Why are you going out to a bar? Yeah, does that make sense about the vaccine? All right, let me some more common questions, right? Dr. Vong, I got the vaccine. I feel bad. This was early, right? Fever, chills, body aches. Why? That's because who knows the answer? Who knows the answer about that? It means your body is having an immune response. You want it. You want this sort of reaction. So some people think like, oh, I got the flu shot and then I got the flu like that night. No, that's the reaction, right? That's the reaction. It's a good thing. Yes, the vaccine's working. See, I told y'all are smarter than the average people on the internet. See? Yes, exactly. So you expect to feel bad. Now that leads to another question, which is, I don't like to get into conspiracy theories, but y'all will understand it when I say this. It's okay to take fucking ibuprofen. What the fuck is all this shit? Like, can I take an ibuprofen? I heard it keeps you from getting the vaccine or from letting it help. Dude, it's fine. It's fine. Your body's cells are going to react even though you take ibuprofen or Tylenol for your body aches. No, you want to let the fever go. That's different. That's a different scenario. That's not the case with a vaccine. The vaccine is something artificial. It's not like you caught a cold and you want to work through the fever. You got to let her fever break. Who had a grandmother like that? When you're a little guy, let her fever break. That's different. A fever is a good response if you're sick. This is a vaccination. Your body is going to create this immune response, whether you have a fever or not. So if you have aches and body pains, take some Tylenol, take some ibuprofen. It's fine. It won't affect how the vaccine works. Does that make sense? Right? Comment if you know this, if you've heard people say, and sometimes you have to sit there and go, well, where did this misinformation come from? I mean, it might be from anti-vaxxers. It might be from mask holes. It might be. There are still people in here that say, "Yeah, but vaccines." This is who I had to block, right? Yeah, but vaccines kill people too. Vaccines don't kill 400,000 people, motherfucker. Like vaccines don't kill 2 million people worldwide. What the fuck's your problem? Yeah, sometimes you. I mean, we've had 15 million vaccinations in the United States, and one unfortunate doctor who had a very well-known thrombotic event where um, I don't remember the exact if they updated it. I think it was TTP. It's this condition where your body eats up your own platelets and you end up bleeding to death. But and I don't know if that's what happened to this poor doctor, but you've all heard the story. That's one case out of 15 million, and 405,000 people are fucking dead. Does that make sense? I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Polio. I mean, just think about polio, chickenpox, smallpox. We've forgotten smallpox killed millions of people. Does that make sense? But we eradicated it with a vaccine. What's your fucking response to that? People are so silly. I was being all nice tonight, and then see, you get me talking about this shit, right? But people die from vaccines too. Stop it. Stop it. Grow up. Grow up. Right? We're in a pandemic. It's time to adult. I know, Uncle Billy. Adulting is hard. You want it now. You want it your way. You can't tell me what to fucking do. All right. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and take the ibuprofen and Tylenol. It won't hurt your vaccination at all. Okay, next number. Common question. This is a big one. Promise me you won't get triggered. You won't get bothered. The whole fetal cell discussion. Dr. Wong, I hear the vaccination has baby aborted fetus cells in it. Come on, stop it. Stop it. People are dying. Okay. Just because you don't understand science doesn't mean it's something tricky or non evangelical. You're not going to go to hell. So in science, because I had a culture when I was an undergrad in at Rice, like there are these are called established cell lines. Okay. And a lot of these vaccines are coming from a aborted cell line from like the 1960s. So the baby was aborted anyway. This was the 1960s, and in science, we can replicate these stem cells. These stem cells we can keep this cell line going over and over and over and over again. And in fact, we have to document very closely like what they are and where they are in the family tree, because sometimes in science we try to manipulate it, make it grow into muscle cell. That's what I did in undergrad. I had a mouse cell line that I tried to manipulate by adding certain chemicals to see if it would become muscle cells, would it become nerve cells. That's part of paying fucking tuition to go to school, right? But people hear this and they spin it into like every vaccine, some fucking fetus had to die. Like, what are you talking about? No, this is a cultured established cell line that's in science that we use. Does that make sense? Yes. Is this helpful? I mean, it's one of those arguments where you just want to like, oh my God, stop. Just because you don't understand the science behind it, it's just like, wow. You know what I mean? I know Rice is the best. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's shit like this, baby killers. Like, what's wrong with these people? You know what I mean? All right. It's just dumb stupidity. All right. So that's the fetal question. Now the J&J vaccine. You guys are about to hear about this. All right. let me talk about this. Number 6. Okay, let me explain this one to you really quickly. All right. Some people says stuff like this, like Dr. Vong, the vaccines come from monkeys, yada yada yada. Like I've already explained, like there are all these different vaccines, right? So the J&J vaccine, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, is derived, the carrier type, it comes from a monkey adenovirus. And I'm going to explain why real quick. Just give me a second. If you go back to my videos about messenger RNA vaccines, the carrier, whatever technique they're using to get you to have an immune response has to have a carrier. So for the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine, it's in a phospholipid bilayer, so a little fat droplet that has the messenger RNA inside of it. I've done a video with that. You can check that out. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine uses an adenovirus for a monkey that came from a monkey, and they've integrated the spike protein into that adenovirus. Now this what they've done, and this is one of the cool fucking things about science. This is cool things about science. They took out the part of the virus that allows it to replicate. So even though they're giving you this adenovirus, if they give you one adenovirus, you only get one adenovirus. Like it doesn't replicate. They took out the replicating mechanism, right? The coding strip that codes for the machinery. They took that out. So these adenoviruses cannot replicate. So if they give you 1 million in the vaccination, then that's all you get. They don't make more viruses. That would be bad. Okay. Now what about the monkey, Dr. V? The fuck does that have to do with monkeys, Dr. V? So the adenovirus that they use is monkey adenovirus. Why? Who understands why? Who are my smart ones? Why a monkey adenovirus? Remember, coronaviruses is a family of viruses. Adenovirus is a family of viruses. And the human these are the common colds. We've been exposed to human adenoviruses every fucking season, every year for millennia. Every year it happens. Running nose, cough, feel bad, call into work, right? So you've been exposed to human adenovirus. So if they used a human adenovirus to deliver the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, what are the chances your body is going to create a whole new set of antibodies against this coronavirus? Less likely, right? Because they already recognize human adenovirus, and they will probably kill that motherfucker before it gets an opportunity to do its job, which is to present the spike protein of the coronavirus so that we can build these memory B and memory T cells. Any ahas here? Remember back to what I said earlier, the whole point of vaccinations is to get to form memory B and memory T cells. Dr. Vaughn bringing it home for y'all. Making sense now? So if they use human adenovirus, then your body already has antibody and memory B cells and T cells to it, and so probably attack it, and it would probably never have this opportunity to form the spike protein. All right. So now if you deliver it as a monkey adenovirus, that monkey adenovirus is going to escape detection, right? Because I mean, unless you're like, I don't know, around monkeys a lot, I don't know, like they don't really cross affect us, right? So it will escape detection, but it can't replicate. It will make its way into a cell, but it can't replicate, and you can go watch my video. It will release that spike protein, DNA or RNA, and then the spike protein will show up, get presented, and then that will cause an immune response leading to memory B and memory T cells. Is this awesome? Science at its best. Brilliant. Exactly. So now you know what to do. When people talk about, oh, it's a monkey virus, it's a blah, 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 it's fetal cells, it's a blah. Now you know. Now you know how to answer these motherfuckers. Does that make sense? Okay. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Numbers are looking good, but we still have the New Year's wave that will come this week that we have to wait and see. If the numbers continue to go down, we're probably good, but that's 200,000 cases a day good, man. It's not, we were worried when it was 70,000 cases a day. We were freaking out. Okay. So we still need to hunker down. We still need to wear masks. We still need a social distancing. You're not a sheep. You're not sheep. Listen, I think it's so ironic that mask holes call us sheeple because we're trying to adult, but they're the ones who ransacked the Capitol building because their leader said, you go to the Capitol. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that sounds like sheeple to me. You're being your leader says, hey, gather at the Capitol, gather here in DC and protest. So they go to gather. And then he says, march to the Capitol. So they march to the Capitol. And then he says, show force because you got to win this over with force. And so they showed force. And yet somehow we're the sheeple. How does that even make sense? It's so ludicrous. What the fuck is wrong with these people? That's how their brain works, though. And so you can't take them like, dude, like, I love you, man. Just mask up. You're human too. I don't want to see you die, Uncle Billy. I don't. Uncle Billy, just shut the fuck up. All right? You don't even know what you're calling. You're parroting. You're mimicking. You're parroting back. You know what parroting means, right? You don't actually think for yourself. You're calling me sheeple because you think I'm not thinking. I'm thinking for myself. I know that this shit kills. I know that this shit is bad. I know the science. I'm the one thinking. So you're the one who's actually the sheeple. I don't get it. I don't get it. You're just You're just repeating. Exactly. But I still love you, man. You're part of the only race that matters, the human race. And I want you to stay safe. Whether you believe me or not, just remember 2 doses plus 4 weeks. That's what you need. 2 doses plus 4 weeks. You're trying to build immune memory B cells and memory T cells. No, the vaccine doesn't keep you from catching coronavirus. Of course. You're not getting me. Like, aha, I told you the vaccine doesn't even keep you from catching the virus. What's the point? Like, you're not smart. You're stupid. You're not. It's made from fetus cells. It's aborted cells. Like, you sound stupid. You're not being smart when you parrot that shit. You're being manipulated. I gotta stop. I was doing so good. Are y'all proud of me? Hey. I saved it till the end. I lost it at the end, but I was doing so good. I was doing so good for 45 minutes, y'all. All right. I'm not going to even fucking read the comments. Love you. Be safe. Be good. Right? And love each other. Take care of each other, man. Even the mask holes. We're almost guys, 6 more months. This fall, if everything goes smoothly, this fall will be a new normal, relatively normal. You'll get back to hugging and it will fly by just like 2020 flew by, guys. You just got to stay safe. Take care of each other, man. Our frontline people, our nurses, our doctors, our aides, our techs, our EMTs, first responders, God, they're suffering. Our teachers, fucking scared. Come on, do the right fucking thing. Quit being a baby. You're not clever. You're a fucking asshole. Do the right thing. Love y'all. Peace out. As always, I will edit this down, put it up on my YouTube channel. And I hope you'll share it from there. Thank you guys. Bye.